I've got a set of cards here.
Okay, I'm not prepared for that.
You can prepare for many things. This you cannot prepare for. So hi, everyone, and especially hi, Axel. Great to have you on Cards Against Complexity. We're at 5 Berlin today. Thanks for making it all the way to Berlin and to this conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Same here. And we're talking today at the intersection of financial services, traditional financial services, and modern technology. This event is happening in the middle of a AI transformation, in the middle of many digital transformations. Before we jump in there, can you tell us a bit more about yourself? What brought you to Vanguard, and what's your role right now? What brought you here?
Sure. Yeah, happy to cover that. So I did a PhD in economics. Then I learned a lot in traditional finance. So I worked for Deutsche Bank. Then I moved to 2 fintechs. And this combination of having quite a broad view on markets and economics, but also hands-on experience in 2 fintechs, was a good fit for Vanguard, because Vanguard is looking for more collaboration in the fintech space. So digital brokers, digital platforms, we're happy to collaborate with them in partnerships. So that in the end clients find our cost efficient and very good products.
And that's really a combination of like different technologies, different partners working together. We'll go into this in a second. Now, before I dive in there, we're on Cards Against Complexity, and Cards Against Complexity means I've got a set of cards here.
Okay, I'm not prepared for that.
You can prepare for many things. This you cannot prepare for. I had the advantage of having a sneak peek, and I think these will work. These are cards just for you, as you can see here. And for everyone who doesn't know this game, quickly, then on the left-hand side, there's a sentence. And you have the honor to complete the sentence with 3 options that might not be an ideal fit, but you'll choose one. If you really want to disrupt the financial industry, which all of us want, just introduce, and here's your magic solution: a savings account that includes free therapy after every market dip. Could be helpful these days. An ETF that exclusively tracks companies with the best corporate memes. Or a robo-advisor that builds a portfolio based on your Spotify listening habits.
Okay, 2 and 3 are out for Vanguard because we believe in very broad diversification. So the sentence will be: if I really want to disrupt the financial industry, I would introduce a savings account that includes free therapy after every market dip.
And the free therapy after market dip, I mean, we're right now in a market dip and definitely in the volatile market by many dimensions, I would say. For you, as you look at this as a long-standing player, how do you look at this current market environment as you serve your customers? What impact does it have on you?
So we always say that an investment goal is very important, and being disciplined in investing is very important, right? So if I have an investment goal that is in 20 years, I want to accumulate capital, I want to save for retirement, or I have another investment goal, then I should stick to this investment goal. And how do we do that? So we look at the market, it's very volatile, but we can find comparisons in the past, right? So let's say market dipped by 20%. That's roughly what's happened. There are other occurrences in which this happened. The market recovered after. We can look at the period, how long it takes. But if you have a period that's long enough, 5, 10, 30 years, then you usually should find higher values in equity again. So that's first. So stick to the investment goal that you have. So don't panic. Don't do something that's not based on the investment goal. Second, if it goes further down, let's say it is really a crisis and it goes down to 30, 40%, what's happened after that? Well, same thing, right? So you do have losses that are in the books, but there's no need to realize these losses. You can invest more capital, you get it cheaper. And in the long run, this will just be another bump on the road.
And I love this conversation. This was a bit of an unprompted one. I picked this after the card. I think we're really in an interesting environment right now. Valentin Stahl talked about this. They just released their own trading product, and obviously in the middle of this market, it gets difficult. There was the same conversation here. I just talked to Nancy Plassmann. You saw her before on the podcast, from Berliner Sparkasse, a traditional institution that also says 200 years have been gone by. digital is one of the changes. The current market is one of the changes, but it's the long term that matters. I would love to dive into this with you now. So the long term matters. And in this long term, we've got a special phase. And this special phase is financial services, traditional institutions, and fintechs somehow working together and having to go about transformation. Maybe we start a bit at the high level. Like, how do you think about this collaboration, and what's there to gain for everyone? Because you've seen both of these worlds.
Yeah. So first of all, maybe let me explain what Vanguard stands for. So Vanguard stands for cost-efficient, long-term, goal-oriented investments, right? And globally, we are the second largest asset manager with $10 trillion in assets under custody or under management. And we do have 82% of these funds and passive strategies. So in Europe, we always talk about ETFs, but can also be index funds, right? So these products are low complexity, easy to understand, very good position for long-term investment plans and savings, right? So as a traditional asset manager, this is not where the transformation would be. It's very difficult we think we are in a good position and we think it's difficult to attack this, right? But we always look out for trends and everything, but we think there are established asset managers, traditional companies. So if you ask what's transformative, we need to understand what transformation is. If there's a new thing, a new invention or technology, it can be innovative or it can be transformative. And transformative is really something that changes humankind or changes the way we do business and we interact. Two examples, and sorry for going long into the past, but two examples are steam engine.
Let's go all the way back. Steam engines. I love engineering, and it can be in software or in steam engines.
So steam engine was invented. It was the first industrial revolution. It took almost a century for widespread use. And it was not the steam engine itself, but it was complementary production processes that in the end led to the steam engine having a high impact on productivity. So better offering, better productivity. Same with electricity and plants and factories. And also indoor running water and these things during the second industrial revolution were also general purpose technology, so that they transformed something. So the question now is with digitalization and AI, we do observe not really high productivity growth, but it definitely has the potential. AI has the potential to be transformative. So we expect the productivity boost, not immediately, but over the next 10 years. I could go into details and numbers, but productivity growth and GDP growth could go up to 3% and as trend growth compared to rather 2% or lower that we saw. So there's an impact. So question now is what's transformative for the financial industry? And we, as Vanguard, we need to observe what's happening because in Germany and in Europe, for example, continental Europe, we do not have direct distribution channels for our products. So we need to understand what the value chain is. How are investment products being bought by clients? In the traditional finance, they were sold by advisors to clients and often at high fees, often with bank advisors, right? So you don't get a higher return from higher fees, but we say you get, so what you have in fees, eat up your return. Yeah. So we offer low cost efficient products, but the clients need to buy them. And this is where the transformative element comes into play. Companies like, you can name them, right? It's probably Scalable Capital, Trade Republic, Revolut, a lot more, right? So all these neo brokers, they came, in my observation, 2020, 2021, this really picked up. So what they did, they didn't invent something new, but they put together different existing technology from digital areas. They put them together to new offering that is more convenient to client, very cost efficient, very client oriented. And that's the transformative process we are in right now.
And so that's all about combining a fundamental technology that shifted with knowledge and with teams that somehow have served customers differently before. So now you're collaborating with many, and at the same time, you have an existing organization and an established huge organization like Vanguard. what's your advice for others who want to partner with Vanguard, or in general, if I take even one step further, in this transformation, fintechs partnering with established financial services players to really bring about this transformation?
There are two things I would focus on as fintechs. One is truly understand the value chain. And this starts at the customer. So the customer wants something. What's the problem to be solved? Is it the customer wants to buy an ETF? Is it the customer wants to have a curated portfolio solution? What's the best solution for the customer? If you know that, then you can start looking into what's needed for it. So what are the parts of the value chain? So, and I keep this very simple. It can be quite complex. So, and that's also an important part. So for clients to have an easy, convenient offering, there are quite some complex processes in the background, but let's try to keep them just simple. So you need to have an investing infrastructure. You need to have the engine. So the brokerage engine, the portfolio engine. And at the same time, you need to have the licenses in place, right? So you need to be allowed to do what fintechs are doing, and they also need to have the proper setup. So there already can be a combination of different technologies, different companies. There are companies such as Lehman Markets, Upvest, Finax, and others, Bader Bank as well. So they offer brokerage as a service. So you and me, we can find tomorrow and say,
let's do that in this market. I mean, let's start at the bottom and build a broker business. What do I do?
Yeah, so we say, okay, we are a broker. We build our front end. We do an amazing customer experience through front end, but the backbone is then provided by other companies. So that's the first part of the value chain. But if you have this, you don't have investment products. So you also need investment products from asset managers. So it's these three things. First, client-facing app or interface, digital platform. Second, you need to be allowed to do it and to have the backbone. You can do it in-house, but you can also outsource it. And third, you need the financial products, right? And like I said, I kept this. I know there's an audience out there. They have many, many things to add, but keeping it simple, these three steps. So we do have these three steps, and the combination of it is that something that's in the end leading to a good offering. So my advice is to understand the value chain. And then the second is, if you understand the value chain, you understand where to monetize and how to monetize. So monetization is the second very important part. Many scale-ups, they want to grow, which is amazing. But from start, they should understand the entire value chain or problems, and also monetization they should focus on from the beginning on.
And now I bring this transformative technology in there, right? I've got my value chain mapped. I bring in AI, I bring the new digital tooling and abilities. Where do you see in that whole complexity of running this operation of a new broker firm that we're just owning now? Where do you see the biggest lever right now for AI and these technologies? And maybe if we don't have one point, how would you think about it as a fintech founder or as a financial services, established financial services organization?
So often when asked, and I mean, I was an economist all my life, right? So often when asked this question, what can AI do? So I don't have an immediate use case. So of course you can have large language models and you analyze things faster, but is this the business itself? I mean, there are companies doing exactly this and they have a nice business, but I don't have this one element of AI. However, AI can be incorporated into everything, right? So we run on, we use Microsoft. So we can try Microsoft Copilot, which works well. So writing emails, gathering information quicker, all these things and daily processes and in the daily work, there AI will make a huge difference. And this is what I meant in the beginning, that trend growth will go up over the next 10 years, exactly because many, many steps that were manual can now be done a lot quicker using AI. So in the business that we run as usual, we can incorporate AI and we are more efficient.
And this is very interesting. I mean, this is a shameless product plug for us, complexity in organizations with the different processes. They need to somehow plug together in this value chain and orchestrate it. Now, maybe to finish this thought on like this journey from steam engine to AI, if there's one takeaway for everyone, what would you say they should take away right now, going out of 5 and back into their businesses? Where should they focus their energy right now, given this current market environment and the current changes they are facing?
Industry's collaboration is key. There's, in theory of the firm, you can hire all people, you can hire everything and build everything in-house, which is extremely difficult. So collaboration with others, I think, is the most important part in this transformative area that we are in, because then you can also make sure to always work with the best.
That's a perfect word for a finish. I would say collaboration is key. Collaboration is key from an economist standpoint. In the theory of the firm, collaboration is key for business. Collaboration is key along that value chain that you just outlined. And collaboration is key, well, to succeed in the future. Thank you so much for your time today, Axel. Really exciting conversation. What sticks with me is the steam engine and AI changing businesses today, and somehow changes coming for everyone, and let's be in it together. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you.